Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. We are opposite the ancient temple of Bhagavan Nrsimha Swami. Nrsimha, as you all know, Nrsimha Swami is the avatar of Vishnu who appeared from a pillar. Krishna, although he's the Supreme Lord, in his Leela, he is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Vamana is the son of Kashyap and Aditi. Ramachandra is the son of Dasharatha and Kaushalya. And Nrsimha appeared from a pillar. Half man and half lion. That's what's meant by Narahari. Nara means man, and the Hari means the Supreme Lord. But another meaning of the word, there are several meanings. One meaning of the word Hari is a lion. So Narahari means man-lion. So Narahari, he ripped to pieces Hiranyakashipu. So we are sitting opposite the temple of the self-manifested Swayambhu form of Nrsimha. And in that temple, every day, as has been going on for hundreds of years, the puja, archana of Sri Nrsimha Swami continues. And here, we are chanting Hare Krishna. It's the same objective, Vishnu Bhakti. And in between there is the road, and so many vehicles are coming and going. Especially in Namakkal, there are many trucks carrying eggs from place to place. And so many people are going past on their daily business, going here and there. And probably most of them, as they go past, they never think of Nrsimha Swami. And they probably have very little idea of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who introduced this chanting of Hare Krishna. So the temple of Nrsimha Swami, that is a symbol of that is representative of the ancient spiritual culture of India. And the vehicles going past with eggs are representative of the modern, demoniac, materialistic culture of India. Previously, people used to know that the real purpose of life is spiritual advancement. And for that they would be prepared to fast and undergo various austerities. They knew that the body is not important, the soul is important. But now people are completely in ignorance, and they think the body is important. So let us eat lots of eggs, then we can have a big strong body, and then we can enjoy sex better. So this is the demoniac way of life. And people in the demoniac consciousness, they think, what is the use of all these temples? As I have heard, when the first Prime Minister of India, he visited Trichy, and he was told there's this great ancient temple just next door, just close by at Srirangam. He said, why is so much space being used for a temple? Better to use it for a factory. And one of his sayings is that The factories, this is modern life. One of his sayings is that the factories and dams will be the temples of modern India. And sometimes they call the factory Shram Mandir, a temple of work, hard work, according to the saying that work is worship. But this is all a distortion of the actual spiritual truths. Mandir is meant for worshipping the Supreme Lord. A factory can never be compared to a temple. Or sometimes they say Vidya Mandir, for a school which teaches how to forget Bhagavan. The whole education is based on the idea that you have to work hard, then you can get a degree, get a job, and then you can live happily. But real Vidya, real knowledge is in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches that there is no real happiness in this material world at all. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Real knowledge means to see that at every moment we are afflicted by the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease. But teaching Bhagavad Gita is not allowed in the schools because they want to develop the economy so they can make good money by selling eggs and other sinful items. This is not Vidya. Real Vidya means to understand what is our real necessity. Study hard, then you can get a good job, then you can earn money, and then what happens? Well, if you have good money, then you can retire comfortably, and then what happens? Well, if you have enough money, then you can have a good function at your death. But then what happens to you? But they don't teach this. They say, oh, this worship in the temple, there's no need for this. This is just something stupid. But the materialistic people are stupid. But it is the materialistic people who are stupid. Because they're working so hard, but they never think what happens after death. They never even think about it. Isn't that stupid? Just like if you make all arrangements for your welfare just for one day and you never think about the next day, that's foolish. But if you so in the same way, if you make all arrangements only for this life and you never even consider what happens after that, that is foolish. That's like a child. A child can only think in terms of immediate interest. But an experienced person thinks in terms of the long term. But why do we stop thinking about our interest at the point of death? Because death is only the end of this body. But we, Atma, continue to exist. So this modern civilization is based on foolishness. But actually the temples, people they go for darshan, but temples are meant not only for darshan, but for giving spiritual knowledge. So one of the main functions of this Krishna conscious movement is to give spiritual knowledge. In modern society, they've made so many complex arrangements. They've organized poultry farms and then sending the eggs here and there. They take the children every day 40 kilometers to the school and then take them back. Very complex society with all kinds of arrangements. But there's no arrangement to teach us what is our real highest and most essential necessity. Just as we were driving, I saw a sticker on the back of a car, Jesus is the answer. The answer. But what is the question? They don't know what the question is, then how are you going to give an answer? But Vedanta begins by asking the right question. Atato Brahma Jignasa. We should inquire into the nature of reality. Who are we? Who is God? How can we achieve, what is our ultimate benefit? So without even asking these questions, if we say, I'm a Christian, no, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, it's all meaningless. It's all different phases of ignorance. First we should understand who we are. This is called self-realization. So the real question is Brahma Jignasa. What is the nature of reality? Who am I? Who is God? What is our relationship? Without knowing this, in the name of religion, we just cultivate some absurd ideas. In Christianity, at least as I was taught Christianity in my childhood, there's no idea of what is the soul. They think that the person is the body, and that Jesus will come and then He'll revive your body and you'll go on in the same body eternally. That's why the Catholics, they only bury the body. They don't burn it. So the body has to stay like that. So when Jesus comes, He can revive it, even though it's already rotted away. Very foolish idea. The body is only chemicals. It comes into being and it dies. Atma is eternal. Bhagavan is eternal. This idea also that they killed, Jesus is God and they killed Him. But you can't kill God. We have an eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. We have an eternal spiritual body that is composed of Satchit Ananda, eternity, consciousness and bliss. So all these points are to be understood. Spiritual education is required. The foolish materialists, they say that Vishnu Bhakti is foolishness. They say that we can't believe all these things. Half man, half lion came out of a pillar. They say we believe in science. But if you tell, they will say that, well, how has the world come into existence? So we can give the very good reply that it has come from Bhagavan. They will say, well, that's not scientific. According to science, there was nothing, and then there was nothing exploded, and then everything came into being. It's called the Big Bang Theory. It's orthodox science. It makes no sense whatsoever. There was absolutely nothing exploded, and then everything fell complete, everything's in complete order. And they say, it's science. You say, can you prove it? They say, science, we prove, everything is proven. Can you prove it? Of course they can't prove it. They just believe. They believe because the scientists say so. Shri Scientist Uvacha. Because the scientists say they believe it. But the scientists' theories change all the time, which just goes to show they don't know what they don't know. It's not knowledge. It's just one theory after another. That's all. They just change their mind all the time. Whereas the knowledge of how the universe has manifested from Vishnu, that knowledge has been accepted generation after generation for thousands of years by all the great, highly intelligent. So in the modern age, people are very proud that we're very advanced, but they know nothing about the actually important subject, that is Atma Jnana and Paramatma Jnana, which is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana, scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead. So we want to give this knowledge, which is practically banned in modern society. Hiranyakashipu wanted his son to learn how to be an educated fool. But Prahlad resisted. He did not accept the demoniac education that was given to him. He always remained fixed in Krishna Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. This hearing about Vishnu, Krishna. Kirtan, Krishna Kirtan, chanting about Krishna. Smaranam, remembering Krishna. Then Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna as Lakshmi does. Then Archana. You all know the word Archana. They all know it? Tamil word? Yeah. Archanam. Vandanam. They know that word? They know that word also? Vandanam. Archanam, Vandanam. Dasyam, Sakyam, being a friend of Krishna. And Atma Nivedanam, which Sri Ramanuja, he, in his sampradaya, generally the word is used, prapatti. iti pungsarpita Vishnu bhaktis chainavalakshanam. These 9 forms of activities offered to Vishnu, Creator Bhagavat-yatatan manye dhita mutamam. Prahlad Maharaj says, these activities, this is the best education. So we want to give this knowledge. This is real knowledge. This Kali Yuga type of civilization will come and go, but the worship of Nrsimha, the worship of Krishna, that will continue. So many civilizations have come and gone. In South India was very famous at one time, the Vijayanagar kingdom. Then in the area that is now called Tamil Nadu, there were the Cholas, the Pallavas, the Pandyas. Now it's the Jailalitas. All these people, they come and go. But Nrsimha remains. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would pray every day as he would enter the temple of Jagannath. He would go past the temple of Nrsimha, and he would pray, Namaste Nrsimhaya. You can all understand. Offering obeisance to Nrsimha. Prahlada Hlada Dayine. Prahlad is a name which was given by Hiranyakashipu to Prahlad, to his son. Means one who is very happy. So Hiranyakashipu thought that Prahlad would be very happy in being a demon like him. But Hiranyakashipu himself was never happy, despite having all power and all indulgence in sense gratification. But Prahlad was and is actually happy. Because Nrsimha Dev is Prahlada Hlada Dayan, the one who gives happiness to Prahlad. Hiranyakashipur Vakshashila Tankana Kale. The chest of Hiranyakashipu is hard like a stone. So hard that even the thunderbolt of Indra, Hiranyakashipu just laugh at it. But the nails of Nrsimha are like a chisel which pierce the chest of Hiranyakashipu. So the devotee prays, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed like this: here is Nrsimha, there is Nrsimha. Wherever I go, there is Nrsimha. Nrsimha is with me. Nrsimha is outside. Nrsimha is in our heart. I surrender to Nrsimha, who is the original personality of Godhead. I take full shelter in Him. So we're doing that. We're teaching others to do that by studying the books of Srila Prabhupada, who has presented this science of Krishna consciousness in the modern age. And by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Yeah, I can also do a little Tamil translation. There's one thing I can translate into Tamil. First I'll say it in English. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now I'll say it in Tamil. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Whatever language you say, you can put in there Hare Krishna mantra, then your language becomes perfect. Hare Krishna, Jai Nrsimha Dev, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna. Yes, I have any questions. Any doubt? Sandeha. Sanskrit. Sandeha. It's the most common word in Bengali for doubt. In Hindi they say Shanka. Most common word.
Say Krishna is everywhere. But according to Kailash and Manas Sarovar is Shiva is there. Is there Krishna also there?
Yes. Shiva in the Shiva temple in Kailash, Krishna is also there. If Krishna wasn't there, then Shiva wouldn't go there because he's a great devotee of Krishna. Vishnu means one who is everywhere. And Shiva means who's auspicious. Shiva is always in meditation. he becomes auspicious by always thinking of Vishnu. So you can also become Shiva if you always think of Krishna. That doesn't mean that you'll become the husband of Parvati, but you can become auspicious. That's the meaning of Shivoham. Shivoham doesn't mean that you become Mahadev and the husband of Parvati. Doesn't mean that. That means you chant Hare Krishna and surrender to Krishna, then your life becomes Shiva, becomes auspicious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,